Ever had that little worry, maybe in the back of your mind, about water sneaking into your basement?
Uh-huh. It's a real concern for lots of homeowners.
Well, today we're going to do a deep dive into something that can really help: sump pumps. We want to figure out, what they are, why they're super important, especially maybe where you live and all the good things they do.
Yeah, and what's interesting is we're drawing on some great info here from an article by Pacific Blue Mechanical. It's called Sump Pump Services in Port Coquitlam, Your Flood Protection Solution.
Ah, Pacific Blue Mechanical. Okay.
It really helps frame how these devices protect houses, particularly thinking about local conditions like in Port Coquitlam.
Okay, so let's break it down then. What exactly is a sump pump?
Think of it like a little guardian for your basement or crawl space.
The guardian, okay.
Yeah, its job is basically to spot extra water down there and kick it out, send it away from your house before it causes any big, messy problems.
So it stops floods, keeps things dry.
Exactly. Keeps your home's foundation strong and dry. Super important.
And you mentioned Port Coquitlam specifically.
Right.
Why is it maybe more important there?
Well, the article highlights this well. Places like Port Coquitlam, they have specific challenges. Maybe weather patterns, maybe the type of ground itself. Sometimes it holds water differently.
Like clay soil, maybe?
Could be clay, could be proximity to rivers, yeah. The point is, the ground gets saturated and water builds up pressure against your foundation walls. It's called hydrostatic pressure.
Hydrostatic pressure. Right.
And if you don't have a way to relieve that, like a good sump pump, you're really risking issues. Not just dampness, but like actual damage. Mold, which is unhealthy.
Ugh, molds. Yeah.
Problems with electrical systems if water gets too high, even weakening the structure of your house over time. So yeah, in some areas, it's not just nice to have, it's pretty essential.
Okay, that makes sense. So are they all the same, these pumps? Or are there different kinds?
Good question. The article mentions two main types. There's one called a pedestal pump.
Pedestal, like it stands up.
Kinda, yeah. The motor part sits up above the water, out of the pit, usually a bit easier to get to for repairs, maybe less expensive sometimes.
Okay, and the other one?
Is the submersible pump. And that one, like the name says, sits right down in the water in the sump pit. It's sealed up tight.
Ah, so it goes underwater. Does that make a difference?
It often does. Submersible pumps tend to be, stronger. They can often handle more water. And because they're down in the water, they're usually much quieter when they run.
Oh, quieter is definitely good if your basement is like a living space.
For sure. Less annoying. So the choice really depends on, how much water you typically deal with and your basement setup.
Right. Now, beyond just stopping a flood, what are the other big wins? You mentioned saving money.
Oh, definitely. Think about the cost of cleaning up after a basement flood. It's huge. Replacing flooring, drywall, furniture, maybe dealing with structural repairs.
Thousands, easily.
Exactly. Thousands. Putting in a sump pump costs way, way less than dealing with even one flood incident. It's really about preventing that huge, unexpected expense.
So it's an investment, really, not just a cost.
A very smart investment. And beyond the money, think about safety. Standing water is an electrical hazard, right?
Yeah, good point.
And we already mentioned the mold thing that affects your family's health. So a dry basement is a safer, healthier basement. Plus, it helps maintain your home's value. Nobody wants to buy a house with water issues.
True. Okay, so they're important. They save money, keep us safe. But like anything mechanical, I guess they need some looking after.
Absolutely. You can't just install it and forget it. The article really stresses doing regular checkups.
Like what kind of checks?
Simple stuff, mostly, especially before the rainy season hits. You want to look in the sump pit, that hole where the pump sits, make sure it's clear of, like dirt, rocks, any junk that could block it.
Okay, clean the pit, got it.
And then test the switch. That's the thing that tells the pump to turn on when the water gets high enough. You can usually just pour a bucket of water into the pit to make sure the pump kicks on like it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just pour some water in. Easy enough.
Yeah, it's a quick check that gives you peace of mind.
And what about getting one put in? Or if you think there's a problem, call a pro.
That's what Pacific Blue Mechanical, the source article, strongly suggests, especially for an area like Port Coquitlam. A local professional really understands the specific challenges there.
Like the ground conditions you mentioned.
Exactly. They know the soil, the water table levels, the local building rules. They can make sure you get the right pump for your house and that it's installed perfectly to do its job. That local knowledge is key.
Makes total sense. Wow, okay, so we've covered a lot.
Yeah, it's quite the topic.
It really feels like sump pumps are these sort of unsung heroes for our homes, protecting against water, saving us serious money, and just keeping things safe downstairs.
Definitely. They do a lot of work quietly in the background, which brings up a good point for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Knowing all this, maybe think about one small thing you could do this week. Just one thing to check on your own home's readiness for heavy rain. Is your sump pump okay? Do you even have one if you might need it?
Good challenge. A little bit of prevention goes a long way, right?
It really does.
And if you want more tips or info, you can check out resources like the article we mentioned from Pacific Blue Mechanical.
Good idea. Always good to stay informed.